Hello, my friends. Dorothy here, professional astrologer. All right, this is going on Patreon first, and then it will be over on YouTube a little bit later. I'm doing a series of questions. So Q&A, ask me a question. I'm going to give you an answer and explain it. So if you have some questions, wherever you're seeing this, whatever platform this is on, you go ahead and ask me questions. And throughout, I don't know, as long as I want or need to, I will here and there be answering questions. So let me share my screen with you, and I will put the question up that actually a good friend has emailed me. And, not all my friends are astrologers. So the question here is, and by the way, I've been doing this for over 30 years. So actually since 1989. So I know what I'm doing. I think I do. Her question is, here we are. This question has always bothered me, and I can't seem to find the answer. Remember, she's not an astrologer. So I'm reaching out to my go-to astrologer. I'm sure there is not a simple answer because of the complexity of astrology, but here goes. So her example is 26 degrees of Virgo. I'm going to talk about 9 degrees of Aries. So I will change that to 9 degrees of Aries because I'm going to show you. So let's say the moon is 9 degrees of Aries, second house, just saying. I hear astrologers say, where is that in your chart? I tell you to look for that wherever that is in your chart too. Where is what? The degree, the sign, the house, the planet? Please give me some guidance. It has puzzled me for a very long time. Now, the answer is yes to all of this. So I'm going to give you some examples and I'll show you how to find it. But yes to what? I hear astrologers say, where is that in your chart? Where is what? Where is 9 degrees of Aries? This is just today's example. It depends on the subject matter you're talking about. Yes. Where is the degrees? Where is 9 degrees? The sign, yes, of Aries. Yes. What house is it in? I'm asking you, when I say, where is that in your chart? I'm asking you to go find the degree and the sign that I am talking about. The subject matter, the planet, well, it depends on the subject matter. So as far as this sentence goes, let's just delete that and we would just say, I want you to go find 9 degrees of Aries in your chart. I want you to find the degree of Aries, and you will find it in one of those houses. There's 12 houses, and that is what I'm asking you to do. And when you find what house that whatever the subject matter is I'm talking about, when you find that house placement, that is when you add the definition. It's like you add more information about what that subject matter is. So if I'm discussing something with you about 9 degrees of Aries, I'm going to show you. And, we're talking about where that is. We have Venus moving over that point right now. Actually, Mercury, exactly on the day I'm recording this, is at 9 degrees of Aries. Venus is moving over that point a couple times, and she was retrograde there. Mercury is retrograde there, and we have a solar eclipse on that point as well. It's really important to know where that is in your chart because that area is going to be super activated. So let me stop this share and come back and do a share with the astrology charts. And let me get that out of the way. All right, close. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to show you, to begin with, just 3 separate charts that have 9 degrees of Aries that's prominent. And I talk about them in this video. Let me make sure I have the share on. Yes, good. I'm sharing the screen. I talk about that in this video where that Mercury is retrograde, Venus is retrograde, and then that new moon in Aries. All of these 3 dates are really key. So you can see March 1st, March 15, 16, 17, and then March 29, as well as some other dates that we're going to pull up right now. So here is the solar eclipse. I just want you to see 9 degrees. How do you find 9 degrees, right? That is the hardest part. It's like, how do I know what house it's in? Well, right now we can see on the transit chart, it's right there. That's 9 degrees of Aries. See, 9 degrees, Aries, 0 minutes. And we've just found it. There it is, right there. The chart goes this way, right? It's counterclockwise. So if this is 19 degrees of Aries, that means 0 Aries is right there. And you can see because on this chart, Mercury is at 0 Aries. So we can see that this 9 degrees of Aries for this event chart is in the 12th house. But we got to find it for you. We'll do that in a minute. The next chart that has something at 9 degrees of Aries, here's Mercury at 9 degrees of Aries. Well, at that moment in time, it's up in the 9th house. We still haven't figured out where it is in your chart yet, so stay with me. And this is on April 26th. Mercury is at 9 degrees of Aries. It's really significant because that's a place where we're feeling a lot of movement and action. And the third example is this, and I'm going to put these charts around some random charts. Here is Venus at 9 degrees of Aries. That's on May 14th, 2025. Okay, so we have, and the reason I would ask you is like find that in your own chart is because these planets, Mercury and Venus, both connect at that point 3 times. But these are just 2 of the dates, and on the screen I just showed you were 2 other dates. It just means that there's a lot going on in that early part of Aries and that solar eclipse on March 29th at 9 degrees of Aries is so significant because what goes on while these planets, while we have this eclipse, right? And then later dates, April 26 and May 14, Mercury and Venus will come back and activate that eclipse area. So it's like, a correction of some sort from what happened at the eclipse on March 29th. I'll talk about that in the full moon the eclipse forecast. I'll put that out soon. So the point is like you want to know where they are because when there's an eclipse at 9, when two planets are retrograding between 9 and 10 degrees of Aries, and then they come back and they activate that point a couple more times. It is imperative that we know where that is because this is where we can feel false starts, okay? So moving forward, taking steps back, thinking things through, processing. That's what it is we do. So what I want to show you now is how do you find it in somebody's chart. Here's a random chart. Just snagged somebody's birthday chart. So we're going to pretend this is a natal chart. And so we want to find, well, where's Aries? We have to find where Aries is in this chart. We're going to do it for a couple of different charts. I do not use whole signs or equal houses because I like the math of the Placidus house system. And it gives us, because nothing is so cut and dry and clean like equal houses. Nothing is like that in the world. So I don't believe it's true. So for me personally, I use the Placidus house system. Porphyry house system is pretty easy too. So we got to find Aries. So you're going to just look at the house cusps, keep looking. Sag. There's 2 Capricorns. That means we have an intercepted sign. There's that. And here's Aries. Aries is all by itself. Aries does not have a house cusp because it's intercepted. So this is a great opportunity to look at an interception. So if that means all 30 degrees of Aries is here, and remember, 0, 1, 2, it goes this way, counterclockwise. Okay, remember, counterclockwise. So this chart has all of Aries enclosed in the 12th house. And that means 9 Aries for this individual is going to be in their 12th house. So that means the solar eclipse is in the 12th. That means Mercury and Venus are retrograde in this individual's 12th house. And it's at the 9th degree, so that just means Mars is really strong because Mars rules Aries. That just means that there's a lot of inner reflection, an opportunity to bring a lot of hopes and dreams to the front, because that 12th house is a lot of inner things. It's our hopes, our dreams, it's our intuition, it's spending time in seclusion. It is working in institutions. It is a lot of inner work. It's past life. It's the Akashic records. So an individual, depending on who you are and all of the things that are going on in your life, in your current life situations and circumstances, when we have all those planets in that area, it creates that inner journey. It creates activity and an opportunity for that inner journey. So let me grab this chart and I will show you. No, I don't want this one. I want you to see a few charts. I'm going to throw all the charts up. Maybe this will be too much. I'll use a quad wheel. Here's that chart from June 3rd. And then we'll put the solar eclipse next, Mercury next, and Venus next when they return to 9 Aries. Here, the middle chart is the one is the natal chart. We're pretending it's a natal chart. And you can see here's Venus at 9, here's Mercury at 9, here's that solar eclipse at 9 degrees. They're all there because that's where 9 degrees is for this individual natal chart. So this person has this inner journey activation happening. That's what that shows us. So I'm going to shut this off and we're going to do one more chart that looks a little different. Let's see. I'm going to pause for a second, or you hit pause. Better than me just sitting here staring at the screen. Hit pause and see if you can find where 9 degrees of Aries is in this chart. And if you're a brand new astrologer, just start at the ascendant. Remember, counterclockwise. Oh, I see Virgo there. All right, my Zoom toolbar is in my way. There we go. I see Virgo there. That means there's an interception somewhere. I see Libra. All right, Scorpio. All of Scorpio is in there. There's Sag, Capricorn. There's Aquarius. There's Pisces. There's more Pisces. There's 28 degrees of Aries. That tells me, remember, 0 to 29, and that's the direction it goes in the natal chart, right? Counterclockwise. So if that's true, and this is 28 degrees of Aries, that means 0 Aries starts here. So between 0 and 28 degrees of Aries for this individual is part of their 8th house. That's how you do it. Remember, go this way. The numbers go this way. You can see there's 5. Always make sure you find the sign that has the bubble on it. That's the degree. The minutes has a hash, like a hashtag. No, that's not a hashtag. It's just a single dash. Remember, make sure you look at your charts and you read them really closely, because there's the degree sign. When we move, there's the degree sign. It shifts a little bit depending on the software you're using. So make sure you see that. Pay attention. Goes this way. All right. So we know now that 9 degrees is right in here. It's in this individual's 8th house. So all those things I said while I'm grabbing the other charts, all those things I said about about having that Aries in those placements, where we are working on. Let's see if I can find the charts. Come on now. There it is. Where we are working on discovery and taking action and feeling motivated and encouraged. Well, this individual has it in their 8th house. And the 8th house is another, I guess I could have picked something different. It's another place of, it's a place of transformation and evolution. We focus on financial assets, not money I earn, but financial assets. So where is 9 degrees of Aries? It's approximately here and here and here. And you can see all of that is in this individual's 8th house. Okay. I know, but take your time. You don't have to understand all of this all at once. but you can just see where that is where nine degrees of Aries is always in the same place. I mean, when we have an individual chart, it is anchored. It's our natal chart. It doesn't change. There are different types of charts we can cast that changes it. But once you have that natal chart and you know what house system you like and what you want to work with, nothing changes. So 0 Aries for a person that is, if this was a natal chart, I just made random charts up. If this was a native, this is 0, where 0 Aries begins in that person's chart. Because, it's like a roulette wheel where everything spins. But there is always 30 degrees of Aries. The next is always 30 degrees of Taurus, 30 degrees of Gemini. They're there even though these houses are different sizes. The houses being different sizes. This one is pretty straight. Let me double check that I have. Yeah. Make sure I have that display. Yeah. So these houses are pretty equal for the most part, but not always, because there's over 30 degrees. My fat fingers. There's over 30 degrees in this one. Anyways, that's how we do it. So, another chart, or is that enough? I think that's enough for now. So, pay attention to that. That's what we need to do. And that will give you, besides all the content, all right, I give you about each individual aspect and transit that I'm talking about. I give you that information. Take notes, write down what resonates with you. Then you go and you add in which house it's in. And that way you can see what else the subject matter, another subject matter that will highlight and personalize the forecasting that any of us astrologers do for you out there on the web. Okay? Okay. Questions below? Hope that some of that makes sense. I hope that helped, honestly. And thank you, everybody. Namaste.